And guys, if you've never joined a Tech Tuesday, which I think most of you that are on this call have, but if you haven't, I allow you to talk, which is cool. So feel free to interact with John and Colton. And I, of course, have special guests here today, as you can see. So I won't be doing much talking today, but I have the gang, the bad boys of Xima on here today for you. So I think we're okay to get started if nobody's opposed. So, but once again, I'm Jamie. Welcome to Tech Tuesday. I do have John Florence from Xima, and he's a pretty regular face around here. I'll give him an opportunity to introduce himself. And also we have Colton. Colton's a little bit newer to the Xima team. So guys, I'll just give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and kind of hop in.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll kick off introductions. My name is John Florence, and I'm the SVP of Industry Solutions at Xima Software. Really what that means, I've been doing this a long time. I've been in the contact center space now for about 22 years, with Xima for 16 of that. So I've been doing this a long time, and I work very closely with our sales and sales engineering team as well as product. So I get to kind of, cross both sides of the fence there on the sales, and then, how to continue to improve the product to fit, what customers are looking for.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, and great to meet everybody here. My name's Colton. I'm account executive, channel manager, whatever you want to call me. I'll be your guys' main point of contact from the Xima side, working with our sales engineering team, and John pretty closely as well. I've been with Xima for coming up on about 2.5 years now. Newer to the RingLogix relationship as of, I think, around.
Oh, sorry, Colton. That's my bad. You're new to me, so I just assume you were new to everybody. So that's my bad. I'm sorry.
No worries. I'm young compared to John, with his 22 years. So, I'm excited to get to know everybody here and show you guys some of the newer features with the platform and how we can ultimately help with your guys' customers here. And yeah, as I mentioned, I'll kind of be your guys' main point of contact over here for demos and running through opportunities with you guys and strategizing to hopefully win some deals. So
get to know Colton's face. He's your pre-sales guy. So like when you get an opportunity and things like that, who will be connecting you with is Colton. Because if you guys forgot, Xima actually, thankfully, handles all their own pre-sales and post-sales for our partners, which we are grateful for and we love. So, you guys can be experts, but you don't have to be. You definitely have full support. So just thought I'd throw that in there before we kick in. So
why would they have control over when they get you a refund? That doesn't make sense.
Oh, Andre, are you talking to us or are you talking to somebody else?
I'm sorry about
that. That's okay.
I was like, if you
want to give me some money, Andre, I'll be all right with that. Okay, good. I thought that was weird. So, okay, good. That Andre was talking to somebody else.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, yeah, John, I can take the first 2 slides here if you want to jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how familiar everybody here is with Xima in general. Like I said, I'm newer to the relationship here with everything. So a lot of the faces are still new here, but these are really going to be our 3 core licenses today, and the bulk of the conversation today, I think, is going to be around the new Elite agent, which we've had going on around 6 or so plus months now, with a lot of new features coming out. Some coming out in the next month or so, some out already as of Q1 and Q2, and we'll talk through what all those are today, and what that roadmap looks like. But a lot of new exciting things going with this license, and has become our most adapted license. As me and John were looking at the data before hopping on here, it's pretty insane how much of these seats that we're selling compared to the other ones, just with the way the world's going with AI and efficiency, and really just able to scale contact centers at a different level, not having to necessarily hire a ton of people to do that. So we'll start with the voice agent. That's going to be your basic just voice license, which I I assume a lot of you guys are familiar with that already. Just going to be the basic voice and reporting licenses with some different queue callback options and different basic features and whatnot there. Kind of our lower tier license, if you will. Then the omni-channel, that's going to be more of that, as we mentioned, omni-channel. We call it our professional seat. So SMS, email, and getting all the queuing and whatnot throughout that, along with web chat and WhatsApp for specific use cases as well. But as I mentioned, the Elite Agent, that's going to be the majority of the conversation in the demo today, I think. So that's really going to be around a lot of that AI side of the house and really driving efficiency within these contact centers. So
And a lot of that is new. So most everyone on here probably hasn't seen what our speech analytics or our auto QA or our AI insights looks like. So that's going to be new and really why it's driving sales for a lot of partners.
yeah, and as John mentioned, I think a lot of these features are new within the past 6 to 8 months, give or take. So it's been, for lack of a better way to say it, flying off of the shelves. And it's so starting at the top there, we have the auto QA, auto quality assurance. That's going to be around like that e-coaching side of the house of scorecarding. I'm sure you guys have seen within contact centers where there's like specific scorecards, but it's all manual. And we've really seen from the data is when supervisors are really going to try to review their agents' calls, typically can only get to about 2 to 3, maybe up to 5%, depending on the call volumes. And you're really spending your time like finding the errors versus knowing where to go, spend your time to go fix those areas to help out with training on your team. And ultimately driving a better customer experience. So this allows you to AI will automatically score 100% of your calls along with the speech analytics and the transcription. That'll do different things like topic detection and whatnot. And again, I'm not going to go through all the features now and take away from John's demo, but it's a pretty slick platform. All lives within the Xima portal. And we do have an AI messaging bot that's going to be more of a like a web chat thing and SMS as well. Just can act as I'm sure you guys have experienced it with web chats of chatting with a bot before you get to a person. So can almost act as like deflection or like an IVR or different use cases handling any questions or tasks that you really want it to work towards. It's pretty customizable for the most part. But John, if you want to go to the next slide, I think it's good for that one. Yeah, and ultimately why all this stuff matters at the end of the day is we like to look at outcomes versus features. And these are really why our customers ultimately pick Xima over some of these other vendors out there. Which I'm sure you guys are familiar with some of the core licenses as well. So overall ease of use of the platform, not having to have a full IT team or submit tickets to be able to make changes to the platform, build reports or what have you, or building auto QA scorecards, as our team is there to help. But we like to make it as easy as possible to make it work for our customers. As I'm not the most IT centric person, and I can figure it out. So I think that speaks a lot to the platform overall. White glove support and service, as Jamie kind of mentioned, we're here from a pre and post, and really treating it as a not just another vendor for the customer, as a partnership, and really having all those teams US based support and everything, which I know can go a long way with certain customers, as sometimes that's whether it be charged extra or not even available at some of the bigger box vendors. All the reporting and analytics with Cradle to Grave, that's going to be a part of every license here, and just really having that customizability to understand what matters and what KPIs that each customer needs to track at the end of the day, and having that full visibility. As we mentioned with the AI side, a lot of this is very new in every industry across the world. It's kind of crazy where things are going. If looking back a year ago, it's totally changed the entire market of what that looks like for a contact center and customer experience. So really putting that towards like I mentioned earlier, driving efficiency within those contact centers and just adding to that scalability without having to hire a full team of whether it be supervisors or more agents or what have you, to have everything at your fingertips, all the data you need, all handled automatically by AI, and really streamlining that whole process. Different integrations as well. We do have our open APIs with a lot also native integrations for, John, correct me if I'm wrong, a couple hundred CRMs out of the box that would be included across all licenses here.
Yep.
So pretty good in terms of that for different things like screen pop, and whatnot. And then really just leaning into our market. That SMB to mid-market space is really where we see a lot of success. And I think a big reason for that is one, the white glove support, ease of use, and also just from a cost perspective. I mean, that is a pretty big driving factor when customers are looking for a new solution. It's some of these other vendors out there, Nice, Genesys, uh, what have you, you name it. A lot of them are going to be pretty expensive, especially for those SMB customers, because at the end of the day, when they have tons of customers, they're not really looking at those 10K to 50K ARR customers as often. So that's where we come in, providing that enterprise level solution, but also at the right price point for these customers, because budget is very important nowadays to a lot of that in that space. So really bringing all of those features and everything together that we've walked through, and just bringing it at that right price point for the end user is really where that market fit comes in. But any questions on these two slides here? I'm going to pass back to John here, unless anyone else has anything to jump in based on these past two slides here.
Yeah, I have a quick question just because I'm like thinking about customers with this like new product that you had, or partners that have said stuff to me. Are you guys still are these integrations that you guys are doing now, or are you still using Nava for your CRM integrations?
We still use a Kixi or that Nava for our
Or Kixie,
integrations,
yeah, the product, yeah.
but we've got some stuff built in that they don't do, that they're just kind of the engine that allows us to connect, but then we can push a lot of new stuff. So
Yeah,
I'll show.
yeah, no, that'll be good. And the question I have in mind, John, as you're doing your demo, which you might want to hit, you don't have to answer it right now. We're getting a lot of partners who are wanting the transcription and analysis to get logged to their CRM.
Yep.
There's like Nava doesn't do that like
Correct.
natively now. So that's kind of where my brain's going,
Yep.
just so
Yep.
you know.
I'll absolutely be able to show that, and it's almost exactly what we do, and I'll explain why we did what we did.
Okay.
So, but
No,
I
that's
think
perfect.
it'll
Yeah,
check
because I
for
mean,
the
I know we're
partners that
trying to
yep.
figure something out internally
The-
with ourselves too.
the-
But if you guys already do it, that's amazing, you know?
Yeah. The short answer is a lot of CRMs and they're not really designed to log the entire transcript. Like, we're going to be on this call for at least 30 minutes. That transcript is good. If you were scrolling and that's in the CRM, it's going to be massive. So what we do with our CRM integration is we'll put in the call summary in the
Right.
CRM. So it's like, here's the summary, and then it has a link to the transcript and the recording. So it's like, okay, is this the call you're looking for? Here's the summary. We also log our topics, which are pretty cool. So it can help customers identify, oh yeah, that's the one. And then they're a click away if they want the full transcript. But
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Because even, I mean, obviously your product's much, much more robust than like like NetSapiens contact center. But even with like that transcription, like there's no API, like really like an API call to send, because it goes over to like DeepGram, then comes back, and then it's,
correct.
you know, all this and that, you know. So I've had a lot of partners ask me, like, can we do that? And like kind of the answer today is no. So if you have an answer for that, that's like amazing.
We
you know?
do. And all that speech analytics, the transcript is available in our API. So you could request it. But again, a lot of our customers and our partners, and this is why it's like why customers pick us integrations. We built a lot of things just to work out of the box. I was with a partner / customer last week, and they're like, how long does it take to integrate with Salesforce? I'm like, what I've demoed, which you'll see kind of today, I'm like 10 minutes. And he's like, now I have serious doubts. I'm like, oh, I'd love the chance to prove you wrong.
Right.
So I said, because like I've done these, like if the CRM allows a free trial, I'll demo the exact CRM the customer has. Naturally, I don't have access to every single CRM, but there's been a number of CRMs where people are like, they want to see it on the demo. If there's a free trial, I'll sign up, and I have those, which I've never been in the CRM, usually connected in about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's
and then
awesome.
all of our features just kind of work. We build them because we know our customers. API is a foreign language to them. It's like we have APIs, but they're like, I don't know how to use these. And so they're looking for something where they could just roll it out and kind of get what they want. Yeah. And that leads into like where Xima fits, where it doesn't. Who did we design our contact center for? It is designed for that SMB market, 5 to 200 agents. Now sometimes I get asked, what's the peak? Is 200 the peak? No, 200 is not the peak. We have a couple of clients that do have over the 1,000 agent mark, but it's not really designed for them. Okay. We designed it more for that SMB type customer. Okay. And there's a price that goes to it. So cost conscious customers that don't just have endless budgets, teams that need, reporting and analytics, teams that, want something that can get deployed fairly quickly. Time to value is a metric we measure. And in fact, it's our objective and our goal, our team, our implementation team, they have a goal where they want to get that installed between 30 and 60 days after signed order, going live with everything within 30 to 60 days. We have had some customers sign or not sign. We find them in the first of the quarter. They sign within 30 days and they go live all within a quarter, which when it gets into contact center, that's relatively quick. When we're not the right fit is when it is larger sites, bigger workforce management. We have a WFM, but these other companies, they have just more in regards to those heavy, big contact center solutions, more custom development. That's when enterprise usually wins. But when it's the right fit for customers and that SMB fit, we go toe to toe, even with these big names. Sometimes they're like, who do you compete against? I'm like, nice. Five9 sometimes, Genesys. Naturally, the ones we run up against the most are ones you probably see as well. Dial pads, Ring Centrals with RingCX, Intermedia. We run up against them all the time and we'll compete really well against them, but we'll still beat these enterprise companies. In fact, it's right here on a regular basis. Again, as long as it's more that customer in that SMB space. If it's enterprise, they typically tend to pick the enterprise companies. Here's one that we just won, a customer called LFN, where this is their quote. They're like, the consensus at LFN, there was like 4 different supervisors or people that were in the evaluation process, is that Xima is a better solution than Genesys with better feature set alignment and easier to manage / use. Like right what, again, I guarantee Genesys has more features, but it's all about that feature set alignment for that customer base. And again, it's designing it for that SMB customer. Okay. As well as the easier to manage to use. A lot of our customers, the supervisors, they're not traditional contact center supervisors. A lot of times the reason they got the job is they started out as an agent and they've been there for 5 years and then their boss left. And so they promote from within. That happens all the time. Or they're not a traditional contact center. They wouldn't consider themselves a contact center. So that supervisor hasn't been trained to manage a contact center software. And so they need something easy to use and manage. And a lot of the AI features we'll show you kind of do that. Now, one thing I do want to share with the team here. Why does this matter to you as the partner? Well, one, higher deal value. Typically, when you win a contact center deal, that's going to increase your ARR from that customer 5x. That's so larger ARR, but also makes it a stickier customer. If you went into, let's just say, a customer that said, oh yeah, I have, 80 users, couple toll-free lines, maybe they text, maybe they don't, 5 hunt groups. That's really, I bet everyone on here could replace that phone system in a matter of weeks, right? But now they start going, oh, and then we have this speech analytics tool that's tied to our CRM. We've got omni-channel. That becomes a lot more complex and a lot harder to displace. It's got to be the right solution in order to displace that. So contact center has been shown to also reduce churn for customers, which churn does happen in that SMB space. It's a lot higher than enterprise. Our churn rate at Xima, we monitor this. Our churn rate is 94% from a gross retention perspective, which is phenomenal. In the SMB space, kind of the average for SaaS companies is somewhere between 75 and 85%. So we're close to where that enterprise SaaS expectation is for phenomenal, which is 95%. So it really helps reduce churn of customers as well. Why we recommend using Xima in that pre-sales process. Again, we can ramp you up, but this is what we do all day, every day. We sell contact centers. We know how to sell against those competitors that you'll run up against. We know what they're good at, where their weaknesses are. So use our team in that. Typically, when partners use us in the sales process, our average sales cycle is around 60 days. That's about the average. I want to say it's actually like 52 days is our average sales cycle from when we get involved to closing it. So it's a relatively quick sales cycle. But then we also, if you follow our sales process, have a high success rate. And that 68% is based off of new bookings, not add-on orders. So net new logos with the 68% close rate. That's also a phenomenal close rate because usually incumbents win, but we have great success against them. Okay, so that's why it matters to you. So now let's get to some of the fun stuff, like why does this AI matter and how can you take advantage of it, especially that auto QA and speech analytics. Like Colton mentioned, we released our speech analytics, I want to say it was around July of last year. Our version of it, we had a partner before that, but then we built our own. We released our auto QA January of this year, and again, it's part of that elite license. It is outselling both of the other licenses by a pretty big gap, and as well as customers upgrading to that license, because these two features are adding tremendous value. There's a great ROI story for every single customer. Okay, now we're enhancing that with our AI insights. Again, focusing on our ICP. Okay, this is relatively new, so I don't have any great sales numbers on it, but here's the best part is we didn't increase our price on Elite. This just was added value we added into it. And I'll show you why we feel and why a lot of customers so far are saying they're really excited about this. Okay, and again, that automation, we can push a lot of this stuff to the CRM, which reduces after call work time, consolidates data, just great, powerful tools. But let me focus on these two right here. Because if you walk away from anything, again, you took the time to come to this meeting, you want to take advantage of that. You can find qualified opportunities with just your base of customers right now. You don't even need to go find net new logos. Just think of your customers today and who's recording calls. Don't even think if they're a contact center, just who's recording calls on your platform today. And then ask yourself, why do they record their calls? It's usually one of these three reasons. Usually a compliance or liability perspective. We have to ensure X, Y, and Z. Okay, that's usually one of the possible answers. The bigger one I hear people, why they record calls, it's for that middle one, quality assurance or training purposes. Oh, I need it just in case, he said, she said type call scenario. I need to call up, customer complained about something. I need to verify what was said. Or, oh, I'm looking for training opportunities. That's probably the most common. And then I also want to understand the voice of the customer a little bit better. Okay. Now, I bet if you went to your customers, all of them would say at least one of these three options. However, there is a huge downside to how they're doing it today, and it's just resource. Statistically, okay, any of those three reasons, statistically, and this is not a Xima report, this is just industry reports, just depends on the report that you find. Manual reviewing of calls, most companies can review somewhere between 2 and 5%. The report I found, I think it was a Forbes report, it was the most, it said 5%. So that means 95% of those calls are going unlistened to. Okay, so let's go back to this. Well, what does it mean if you had a call that broke compliance and you didn't notice it? What could that mean to your business? Sometimes that could be huge fines. Okay, well, what if you're looking for quality and training purposes and you're really taking a sampling size? And then also let's add in, is it the right call? You're looking for this training opportunity. Well, you could spend 5 minutes and be like, oh, that call didn't apply to what I was looking for. You don't really know. So there's a lot of gaps that could happen, again, with this. And there's huge costs associated to it. Again, if they're using it for quality and training purposes, ask them, how much time do you spend on that? Even an hour a week can oftentimes pay for those AI tools. It really can when you look at costs for people to monitor calls. That's where our AI is really going to help around that speech analytics and that QA. And then if they have the CRM, then it's just also pushing a lot of that to the CRM as well. Okay, so let me show you a live demo of this and kind of how it works. Now, well, I'll do the live demo and I'll explain why you can take advantage of this and what we've done with, again, the RingLogix platform. That's pretty unique. But here's our supervisor tool. So again, if you've never seen this, this is the AI Insights. It kind of looks more like this, but you probably have seen our reports. You've seen our supervisor views, our wallboards. Well, that's one thing that can matter is our speech analytics, our QA evaluations. They can be shown in the wallboards and the dashboard. So you could monitor it in real time. Like if I wanted to see, what's my agent's sentiment score today? Oh, John's averaging 20%. Okay, that tracks. Pretty energetic guy. His CSAT, though, is 100%. What about the rest of the staff? Again, you can see those AI values in the wallboards as well. But where it's going to, take place is in your contact center agent clients. If you've never seen our solution, this is our agent client. This is where we're also pretty unique. Because of our tight integration with the RingLogix platform, this client can become the agent's phone, but it doesn't have to be. If they want it to ring their Snap mobile app, or the soft phone that comes with it, or if they want it to ring another soft phone or a physical phone that you have on the RingLogix system, we can still do all of our speech analytics. We can still send all of our calls. You do not have to send it to our client for the actual AI tools. Okay, so meaning we can sell our speech analytics standalone. So if a customer's wanting speech analytics, but they don't want all the other contact center stuff, we can sell just that piece on top of RingLogix. Okay. But let me show you the full
And
setup
say that
here
again, though, from John earlier, real time, like you're getting, like you're not
it's
waiting,
well,
like
yeah, it's near real time. So we process it. It's not doing the real time speech analytics, but it will show up on your wall boards as soon as that call is done.
Okay. And how long does that take?
Like 15, 20 seconds. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to do a little role play here. These can get ridiculous, but I like it for the purpose. Okay, so I'll go ahead and answer. And again, if you haven't seen our soft phone, this is our soft phone. Okay, but again, I could do this on whatever phone is tied to that user inside of RingLogix. But I'm going to do my role play here. Hey, thanks for calling, Xima. This is John. Oh, hey, John, it's Jamie. Again, I'll just kind of use what we're doing here today. After the webinar, I need to schedule a demo, an appointment for one of my partners. They want to learn a little bit more. Okay, perfect. Yeah, what do we want to focus on? Specifically, the speech analytics and how it compares to Dialpad or RingCentral or Intermedia. Perfect. Yeah, it's important. If we're doing the demo from a partner perspective, we can focus it on a high level. When you get into the customers, let's get into their actual use cases. So again, if we're talking healthcare, well, what a lot of healthcare companies do, they schedule appointments. Okay, yeah, we'll have that appointment for the demo, but we could schedule an appointment for the customer, let's say tomorrow at 2:00. Perfect. Okay. And sometimes people want to know, was this a new patient or a new client? Yeah, it's a brand new patient. Okay, perfect. We got that appointment scheduled. It's a new patient. They're going to need to bring a couple forms of ID. They need to provide, their insurance card, maybe their social for whatever reason. They need to provide their home address. We'll just need that when we book the appointment. Perfect. And what can they expect from a copay perspective? Well, again, it just varies. You could, depending on your insurance, copays range typically somewhere between $25 and $75. Just depends. Okay, perfect. Is there anything else we could help with? Yeah, we want to talk about how this works in the CRM. Perfect. So again, we have our CRM integration where it can screen pop that contact record with the CRM. Oh, hold on. I'm logged in over here. No, did I get logged out of all of them? Sorry, I got logged out of my Salesforce. Hold on. Let me get back in there. What are you doing to me, Salesforce?
Well, what Salesforce does, John,
It's what Salesforce does. I can also, let me see if HubSpot, I think Salesforce might be having a little bit of a bug. Let me get into HubSpot as well real quickly. Again, this is a Tech Tuesday. It's a little more informal. Actually, I'll finish my role play and then we'll get in there because now it's wanting me to do authorization stuff. So anything else I can help with? No, this has been great. But before I actually end, in our contact center, agents can add notes. We will push those to the CRM as well. So I can say doing a demo. I can also tag disposition codes. What did I do on this? I schedule an appointment. But this is where our AI can, lead to that cost savings. Our AI, well, again, if we're getting a summary of the call and we can push that, no reason for a no. Summary is going to be better. These disposition codes, AI can tag those as well. Now, agents can go and view those while they're on the call for past calls. So it's kind of like a customer journey. So I could come in here and be like, oh, show me all the calls for this customer. Again, we do omni-channel, but if I wanted to look at the phone calls here, I can see all the past calls that I've had for that. And then I could start drilling down and looking at those calls. In here, I can see the summary, I can see the transcript, I can see the topics. This, where the agents can view this, just so this team is aware, this is a feature on Dialpad. We have actually replaced quite a few customers. I get excited when we're competing against Dialpad. A lot of customers have liked what we've done around our speech analytics and QA, especially compared to them in Ring Central. But this was one feature that we didn't have that Dialpad, I guess, did, where the agents could view the summary, the topics, the transcripts, and make them copyable. Because unfortunately, not all CRMs allow write access. All the major ones do, Salesforce, HubSpot, Zendesk, Zoho. They all allow it, but not all of them. And so that's why we address this right here, is it's all copyable. So if we don't have that integration, well, I can now copy that summary and paste that. EHRs are a good example of that. So healthcare ones, a lot of them, they don't allow that read-write access. Okay, maybe read, but not write. 23006. Okay, any questions on that? So they can see that here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, now let's go through again and, well, what happened on this call? Or again, the wall boards. Let me come back here. I mentioned the sentiment scores. So I can refresh reset my wall board so all of them scale to that. So here as a team, I can see, we're maintaining a 25% SLA. But here's an AI score, customer satisfaction. We've been asked for years, hey, can you do post-call surveys? Which we can do. But in my experience, a lot of customers won't fill them out. For every 10 customers you call for a post-call survey, you'll get 3 responses. So let's let AI evaluate the customer satisfaction. So that's an AI CSAT. Same thing right here. This is another metric that I've been asked about for a long time. Hey, can you report on first call resolution? Before AI, first call resolution was near impossible to report on with some good accuracy. Because again, I don't know how a lot of people wanted to do it. It's like, well, compare if they've called in. Okay, what time period? Within the last hour, a day? But sometimes people call and they're like, oh, shoot, I forgot to ask about this. And they call back in. Well, technically, the agent did solve everything they're supposed to on that. But if you're doing it based off of just, did they call previously within the last hour? You're not getting accurate. But with AI, I can easily determine, was this a first call resolution? Oh, I've had 3 upsell opportunities. These are all AI metrics. Now, this is where Xima starts to get really unique. How did I create that first call resolution? How do I know if it's an upsell opportunity? The customers can customize their topics. And what we do here, you can do exact word and phrase matching. So I would almost be willing to bet if I go into my history here. Okay, there's my call I just did in our role play. It tagged competitor, greeting, first call resolution, scheduled an appointment, closed business. Well, why did it tag those? Some of them can be exact words and phrases. So competitor, call mentions nice, Genesys, Dialpad, Ring Central, and Media, Intermediate. That's why I mentioned them. So it would tag that. So you can do exact word or phrases. But you can also have it do what's called semantic matching, where it just matches the general idea, such as greeting. Did the agent greet the customer with a friendly welcome? That wasn't an exact word or phrase. It's just AI kind of, yes, did I do it? First call resolution. Well, how did it know that it was a first call resolution? Well, this is what I told AI to look for. The agent addresses all the needs and it's clear that another call or follow-up is not required. The call doesn't reference that they are calling back in or referencing a voicemail or checking for an update. It is, I addressed everything and they did not reference any other type of callback. So yes, this agent resolved everything on that single call. So you can build as many of those topics. Here's a great use case. I had one customer, they were using CallMiner. And I guess in CallMiner, they had to put all the 50 ways that an agent could ask for the business. And they're like, and of course, when we review calls, we find a new way that the agent did it. And so it didn't tag it. I'm like, oh, yeah, you don't have to do that. Call reviews all the different ways an agent could ask for the customer's business, confirming a booking contract. It's gonna match that. And I did that in real time. But again, this is just tagging a topic. Well, now if you're in that process or if you want to look for those training opportunities, we can also have the call run through an evaluation. So if you are listening to this as a supervisor, what would you evaluate it? I'll give a great use case for RingLogix example. They've released their new AI agent or AI receptionist, right? Maybe leadership wants to ensure that the team is talking to all the partners about it. I could come in here in my support evaluation, AI agent. Did the team talk about our AI agent or receptionist? If I could type, could be that simple. Yes or no. And I can put an associated point system to that. I could be like, well, this is really important. We spent a lot of time building this out. I want to make sure the team's letting everyone know about it. So it's going to be worth 10 points. So different questions can be worth different points. So my call went through this evaluation. That's why I kind of did this role play. And I've kind of added these over the last 6 months based off real world examples. So for your customers, I can build these in real time and we can do a little role play and test. Where the supervisor or management team is going to see that is in our cradle to grave. So I can come in here and there you can see, I did pretty well on my call. Okay. Where did I fail? What did I not do right? Okay. So here you can kind of see, sorry, it's playing the recording. So here's our recording. Here's our topics. Here's my evaluation. This is one thing we did unique. Okay. Because AI, it's pattern matching, right? It's only going to do what it's told to. So here is customers can see, what did you tell AI to look for? Why did AI say yes? Agent John confirmed scheduling an appointment and a demo for 1:02 at the 1:10 mark during the role play scenario. So it knew I was doing a role play. Okay. Did I resolve the call? Why did AI resolve it? Yeah. John addressed all their questions. How was his empathy? So you could have subjective type things on there and see why AI explained it the way it did. But here's where it gets really powerful. Well, what if you don't agree with AI's evaluation? John could have done better explaining X, Y, and Z. Well, you can coach AI. You can say, I disagree with your evaluation. The agent could have gone into greater detail about asking what we could demo. If I were evaluating this as a supervisor, I would have given it a 7. And then you can give that feedback. And then AI is going to take that and add it into its database. So it gets really refined. I don't want to actually do that, so I'm going to delete it. So let me give a better use case. So up here, I got a 75%. Okay, well, why? What did I not do well? Oh, verification. There's that 2 forms of ID. Again, those are things we want to make sure we're telling people. Oh, John did not do any of it. So yeah, he didn't do that. Down here, did I give a price range? No pricing information was discussed on this call. Okay, yeah, perfect. Scored it properly. So you can give that AI feedback. A lot of solutions, you cannot do that. What they want you to do is go redo your prompt of what you told AI to look for. We wanted to make it easy for you to coach on that. And then, of course, now this sentiment, these QA evaluations, they're going to be in the reports. They're going to be in the analytics. So if I wanted to look at a report and see the agent's sentiment, okay, I can see that. Or if I wanted to see the QA evaluation, did I put any on here? I have a CSAT score over there. I can add it to any of the reports. But here's why I like our analytics and then the topics. The topics are unbelievably powerful. I'll give a use case to match everyone that's on here. It's all partners on here, right, Jamie?
Yeah.
So a partner, you implemented our contact center for their support team. It's about 8 agent environment. And he called me up and he's like, John, I've got a problem with the sentiment score. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, well, naturally, if something's broken or something's down, it's getting flagged as sentiment. But I want to know my sentiment on calls that aren't on system downs. Basically everything else. I'm like, oh yeah, super easy. Let's create an AI topic called system down. So I actually did this in real time with them. So I believe it's still in my system. Yeah, system down. Did the call talk about system down or an outage? If the call did, it's going to tag that as a system down. So then I said, okay, now what report do you have it on? Go into that report. Let's modify it. Let's edit it. And let's filter those calls out. So I could come in here. Where's my sentiment? Right here. Edit. And I could come in here and be like, oh, topic does not contain system down. And now he got his sentiment score really quickly, excluding calls for that. Or if you wanted to see, the different ways and areas how sentiment is on the different types of calls, you can do that as well. So I have where's my topic report? Where did it go? Topic, call details by topic. Here's all my different topics. How well is the team handling cancellation requests? Okay, I can see who's handling those. How are they doing on it? Again, you have all the analytics and reports that you could dream of. And then you can easily customize it. And I'm just looking at the clock here. And again, feel free if you have questions, jump on in. But we have a lot of reports, and the reports can be customized. But this led us to what AI Insights is. Again, think of our customers, our supervisors. They're not report experts. A lot of times they're like, well, what do I do with now this data? Okay. Well, let's let AI help them there as well. So again, every company has some type of KPI. What metrics are you monitoring to determine if the business is going well or not? That's basically how AI Insights works. So inside of our AI Insights, they're going to have these key metrics. You're going to tell our AI agents what to monitor. There's actually 2 agentic AI agents. One monitors KPIs, the other's monitoring the transcript, the calls. So you're going to come in here and you're going to tell it, what is it you want to monitor? In my demo, actually, I'm going to switch over here. This demo unit is a little bit better. I've told it to monitor my chat handle time, my queue duration, my speed of answer, my service level, my abandonment rate. From topics, I want to know if there's ever churn risk, first call resolution. Again, just like as a supervisor, what am I monitoring? I'm going to tell AI to monitor that exact same thing. Because what it will then do for the supervisors, this is an ROI for supervisors. They can look at trend boards. Are things trending up or down? They have dashboards. They can see these dashboards down here. But if something does get flagged, such as abandonment rate, AI will do a full root cause analysis for that supervisor. They don't have to spend any time. In fact, they can get it as an email. That's where AI comes in. What I've shown you in this metric monitor, that's not AI. What AI is doing is when you see a trend like account accesses, requests have been up 37%. They want to know why, or why is churn risk up 22%? Or why is abandonment rate up? This will tell them the why. So they'll be able to log into this dashboard, see all the different metrics you've told it to monitor. And if anything's been up or down, it'll do a full root cause analysis. So it gives a summary up at the top. It goes into factors. It gives them factors. Here's what's led to your abandonment rate. And then it shows them the path, just like they would have done. Okay, why is my abandonment rate going up? Did I have enough agents logged in? Is there something happening? Did I get more calls? It's just running all those reports and analytics for you and then giving a conclusion as well as recommended action items. So this could be, again, for good KPIs, hey, your abandonment rate has gone up specifically between 9 and 11:30. So you should review staffing during that time. Should make sure people aren't taking their breaks during that time. Oh, we also noticed you don't have queue callback enabled, so it knows all the features that are in the system. Hey, have you thought about enabling a queue callback? Again, that's more of a KPI, nothing speech analytics there. But it could be speech analytics, maybe again for the compliance purposes. I want the system to monitor if we're following the right things to say. Well, here it's found a compliance disclosure being skipped on inbound sales calls. So maybe there's a certain compliance thing they have to read. Well, why has that gone up? Here it shows that it's failing 21% of the time compared to 3% last quarter. So this has gone up 18%. Why did this go up? Again, it's showing everything that it did, and then it's determining, okay, you need to do an immediate team briefing on the disclosure. Looks like this is a team-wide. The entire team just stopped reporting this failure. Okay, so recommended reviewing the training with the entire team because it's not isolated to a certain agent. If it was isolated to a certain agent, you would see that as well. So it's like, hey, why is Chris Anderson missing more calls? It seems to be his issue is he's missing calls in the afternoon. You might want to review what is he doing in the afternoon. He's great in the morning. He misses all of his calls in the afternoon. Okay. It does also give a gap. There's some things our system just doesn't have access to, such as, again, why does he miss them in the afternoon? We don't know. We can't see what he's doing inside the office. We show he's logged in, but we don't know why he's leaving his desk or why he's not answering these calls. So it gives a data gap and as well as a confidence score of this was the root cause. This is what you need to do from a call to action. That's the AI insights.
Awesome. Very cool. Now, John, I think you said it earlier, but it's included with the license, but this is also a full standalone product too, right? Like you can just do the call recording with the AI analysis and all that. It's standalone. It doesn't have to be with a license and everything else, right?
Correct. Yeah. So like if I open up my cradle to grave here, so I have two users. I have an agent and then I have just a user on the phone system, right? I can have all of those calls. So if I go look at my 257, so that's my contact center agent, but then here's my just standard office worker. Well, if they're licensed for speech analytics, I can get all that same stuff just on those users. So because, and again, you can have reports, you could have the QA evaluations on all of those calls, not just contact center calls.
No, that's
So,
awesome.
yep.
Because I'll be honest, and you know this, we've talked about it many times. A lot of our partners aren't competing with like a Nice and Contact or a Genesys or something. So the full-blown contact center seat might be like overwhelming for them or their customer, especially on a price point. But this, as far as added value to customer experience, a little bit lower price point, kind of maybe baby steps into like a contact center type solution.
Yep.
But to me, this is more in line with like the customer experience, and maybe you kind of like grow with like the reporting, and this could get your foot in the door, and then they see the value in that and they're like, well, what else can I do with this? And maybe.
Correct. Yeah. So we've had a lot of partners and customers do that. Just sell the speech analytics on top of the phone system, nothing else. But, they might have been competing against a Zoom, non-contact center related, but Zoom will show their speech analytics on every single call. So does GoToMeeting, Dialpad, regardless if the customer asks for transcripts or sentiment, those three platforms, they'll show it every time. Every single time. And so this is, oh, hey, we got a great option for you as well. And you don't even have to get in the contact center. Just show the speech analytics and we can demo just exactly that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yep. And just so the group is aware, the speech analytics does support multi-language. I've got a customer right now, unique business out of California. They needed Cantonese and Mandarin. I guess they're a Chinese insurance company out of California. That service is just the Chinese American base, but they need it in that language. So we can do our speech analytics in, I don't want to say every language, but a lot of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Cool. Gang, you're kind of quiet. We got like 10 minutes or so left. You guys are all able to talk. And you definitely have access to chat, but does anybody have any questions or they want to see anything? What do you think? Pretty cool. Nobody wants to talk to me? Cordell, you don't even want to say hi to me? There he is.
I'm multitasking.
I knew you were in there, Cordell. I knew you'd get something.
I'm multitasking. No, so I have a question. I have a deal that was in the back of my mind as you're talking here, John. And honestly, it's a deal I wasn't expected to even look at, but you got me thinking. We have a client who is in the home remodeling space, has a pretty large footprint, like a 3 or 4 state footprint, and they 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 just dig up leads from everywhere. They buy them from Home Depot, whatever, and then they have a small call center, 20 people or something that just call on these leads and set appointments for their sales team. And these guys are, I mean, they're great construction guys, but they're the weirdest business guys you ever met. And so, they just literally were using a little VoIP phone system to do this. And they grew a contact center literally just using like 3CX back in the day. Um, the Xima position well for that kind of a use case because I'm pushing them. I pushed them towards Genesys. I just said I can't do it. It's not for me. But go to Genesys, go to one of these guys, talk to these guys, and they were scared away by the numbers. But I don't have anything to offer them. But is Xima
we
a good use
absolutely
case?
deal with those types of customers. So I would say, and exactly that. If they're 20 age environment, that's exactly what's going to happen in the Genesys market. It's not that it didn't do what they wanted to do. It's just super complex and comes with a really high price tag. And so I think we could
very sophisticated. Like they would be very scared. The way you described it, I was like, yeah, this is those guys. So maybe we should talk about that offline. That's interesting.
That's where Colton and I come in. We could do a discovery call, just kind of talk through their needs a little bit more and determine, is this a great fit or not? If we determine, that, sounds like this could do what they're looking for, then do that demo with the customer. Knowing a little bit more, their outbound focus. So we'll tailor the demo to show a little bit more on that side and see if it's a good fit to then proceed to give them pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
Cordell,
of course that would all go through
I'll
you.
put you on an email with Colton, so you guys
Sounds
can meet up. Do you want anyone else from your team on that, or just you right now?
Probably just me for the moment.
Okay, yeah, I'll do a little like a super hot intro because obviously Colton because you can see him right here. But I'm gonna just so you have information and then you guys can talk.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. What about anything? DW, you guys? I know you guys have a contact center product. Like, I'm interested to see what you guys think too.
Well, ironically, Dwayne and I were kind of chatting during the demo of how things could work in our environment. The problem is we're not recording our calls in RingLogix.
I don't think you have to record. Do you, John? Can you
For
clarify?
the speech analytics, you would need to record calls. You don't have to record them inside of RingLogix. Again, we do have our agent client, just like I showed that our client's actually doing the recording. We can just also work with the RingLogix recording as well.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I figured you guys were in here being creepy. I love it.
Yeah. So if you want to get on a call, again, just get with Jamie. She can get you in touch with Colton and we can kind of go through things.
Yeah, DW, if that's something you want me to do, is that something you want me to do? You want me to do a little intro email for you? Or you want to talk about it first?
No, yes, please. Go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll send. Do all you guys want to be on there?
Sure.
Dwayne, Kevin, or who do you want on there?
Dwayne and I for now.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
I will do that. You are welcome. Cool. Anyone else I can pick on? Who else can I pick on in this call? No? All right. Cool. John, you got anything else for us, or you want to close her down?
No, that was the high level overview. I know I was flying there, team. So if you do want more information, just reach out. That's Cole and I. We're here to help. We're just to think of us as an extension to your team.
Yeah, no, we love that. Like, thank you guys too. If I don't say it enough, something I don't have to learn, which I will always be grateful for. Additional products that I don't have to learn. Flowbot AI has been enough for me. But we finally hired a guy that does stuff that's really awesome. So I don't really have to get involved hardly at all anymore. So.
Nice.
But thank you for taking the time. I know this was a long time coming. And we'll probably follow up in a couple months. You guys said you have some new stuff coming down the pipe?
We do. Yep. So
You
just
wanna give us a teaser, or you wanna save it? Like, what do you wanna
it's still kind of being actively modified to be the final product. I'll know exactly what's going to be released at the end of June. So we'll save it as a teaser.
do? All right.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, look forward to another one. So thank you,
Awesome.
gang. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate it.
That's
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, DW. Thank you.